morning, Rio Grande third graders. It's Thursday, and we are in week 12, and we're on day 4 of our DMA. So let's take a look at our first problem. So if you look, it says, which equation is the same as 2 times 9 equals 18? So you will notice here that we do have several equations that do equal 18 here. However, they want to know which is the same as 2 times 9 equals 18. So what they're referring to here is when you can use the order property of multiplication. So if I were to switch these factors from 2 groups of 9 to 9 groups of 2, then that is showing the commutative property of multiplication, or we call it the order property, where you can switch the order of the factors and you will still have the same product. Now these do have the same value as 2 times 9, so that means that they are equivalent to that as well. So really we could do 2 times 9 is the same as 9 times 2, and 2 times 9 is the same as 6 times 3, and 2 times 9 is the same as 3 times 6, because they are equivalent to each other. But when they say same as, we could say that they're trying to get you to understand that there is a order property there. But these are equivalent to 2 times 9, because 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 is 18. And if you count by threes, you could say 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and one more group of 3 is 18. So these are equivalent to each other, but we're looking for the answer B, meaning we're switching the order of the factors here. Number 2 is asking you to add and find the sum. So if I said find the sum of 301 and 67, we would be looking for the total, or the sum here. We're looking for the total of these two addends put together. So we don't have any tens here, and we're adding 60 to these tens. So if I take 301 and add 60, that would give me 361. And then if I take my 361 and add on 7 more from this 7 here, then I would have to add 1 to 7, and 1 and 7 makes 8, and that would give me 368. If I showed it as an algorithm, meaning I'm lining up my columns by place value, I'm showing that I have 7 and 1 makes 8, 60, and no tens here is still going to be 60, and I'm not adding any hundreds, so it's like having a 0 here, but we don't start numbers with 0 unless there's a decimal, so that's 368. So again, these should match. We could also do add 1 here and use a compensation. We could add 1 and make this 68, and then this would become 300. And remember, you can only do this with addition. Take one amount and add it to the other amount to give you your total here, which would be 368 as your sum. So many different ways to think about this. Let's take a look at the set of problems here. We have a missing number of objects here, number of objects in each group. So we want to know how many groups of blank is going to give me 9. Well, if I have 3 groups and I share these 9 objects between my groups, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There are my 9 total objects. And I have 3 groups, so I end up with 3 in each group. The second equation is missing the factor again, same factor, the number of objects. Forgot to add an S here, number of objects. And I have 0 objects as my total. So I have 3 groups of basically 0 here. Because if my total is 0, the only thing that I could add 3 times is 0. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is going to give me 0. And here I have groups, but I don't know how many groups. But I do know that I have 1 in each group. So if I put a tally mark here and a tally mark here, and to make my 2 objects, then I can see I have 2 groups here. 1 group, 2 groups. 2 groups of 1. 2 groups of 1. So this was missing my groups or my rows. So those are our multiplication missing factors. Our next set of problems are looking for the product. So I have 2 groups of 6. And so if I add 6 plus 6, that would give me 12. Or I could show it as a bar diagram. And I have 6 in that group. And I have 6 in that group. So I have 2 groups of 6. My 2 groups of 6 will give me 12. 1 group of 9 is going to be 9. And 1 group of 1 is going to be 1. So those are our problems for today, our warm-up problems for today. We will be meeting later on this afternoon and early this morning for the hybrid group. So have a great day, and we will see you to go over our lesson. Bye.